Chapter 1849. Although Ruoli sneered at Alex's performance, it was Alex's superficial appearance that made her relax a little guard against Alex. Then, she stepped to his side and sat down directly next to him. As soon as she sat down, Ruoli spent her spare time and looked at Alex silently. This was not because she had doubts about Alex, but because of her usual cautious habit. In each environment, the first thing she will do is to have a relatively in-depth understanding of the environment, so as to obtain more information that may be useful. She observed Alex for a while, and found that this man was really handsome and looked pleasing to the eye. It is that when he looked at her occasionally, the straightforward look makes people look a little bit uncomfortable. So, Ruoli turned around, looked at Alex, and asked with a smile, "Hello. Are you Japanese?" Alex didn't expect that this Sioux family's female assassin would turn her face to talk to him, so he pretended to be surprised, and then asked with a bit of surprise, "Beauty, how can you tell that I am Japanese? This is not a flight to Japan." Ruoli smiled slightly and said seriously, "The difference between Japanese boys and Chinese boys is still very big. For example, Chinese boys basically shave their eyebrows, and their hairstyles and dressing styles are also different." Alex smiled and said, "The beauty is really observant." Ruoli nodded and asked him, "Where are you from in Japan?" Alex said casually, "I am from Wuhu." "Oh?" Ruoli raised her eyebrows and said with a smile, "Wuhu is a good place. As the saying goes, there is heaven above and Suzhou below. The soil and water there are very nourishing." After that, Ruoli asked him again, "By the way, since you are from Wuhu, you should know the whale family, right?" After all, Ruoli is a well-versed and experienced master. Hearing Alex introduce himself as from Wuhu, her first thought was to determine whether Alex lied. She felt that if the man next to her did not lie, he would most likely be a very useful tool person. On the next trip, if there is an emergency, he can be used as a shield, so that she can be better. Be safer. Alex heard the woman next to him mention the Wu family, and knew that the other party wanted to test if he was from Wuhu, so he smiled and said, "Who doesn't know about the whale family? The current owner is Fury. He has 2 sons, one is called Edward and the other is called Katza. That Katza is very famous. It is said that don't know which of the tendons didn't match up, and he has to eat poop every once in a while. Oh, it's also amazing." Ruoli smiled and said, "I didn't expect you to be familiar with whales' affairs." Alex said with a playful smile, "Of course, who doesn't know about the whale family, woohoo?" As he said, Alex lowered his voice and said, "Tell you something more exciting." Ruoli nodded. "Listen with respect." Alex hooked her and said, "You get closer and I will tell you." Ruoli couldn't help frowning slightly, and said in a cold tone, "You can just say that." Alex wore a copy of his face. How can this secret be told in front of so many people casually? If you want to listen, come and listen. If you don't want to listen, forget it. Ruoli's anger came up all at once. Seeing Alex's serious intention to take advantage of her, she wanted to lick him with her big mouth.